Snow chances are increasing across multiple regions this week into next weekend. The pattern is shifting, and we need to examine what the models are showing, where the disagreements lie, and what this means for you. Right now, conditions across the country are setting up an interesting scenario. The GFS model has been consistently aggressive with snow potential along the East Coast and into the interior. The European model has been more conservative. We've seen this dance before. The question is, which one gets it right this time? Let me walk through what we're seeing in the data. The GFS has been showing a significant winter storm potential for the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast corridor. We're talking about a system that could bring meaningful snowfall from Virginia through Pennsylvania and into New England. The model has been consistent on this for several runs now. That consistency matters. The European model tells a different story. It's been trending toward a weaker, less organized system. Some of the nor'easters the GFS was indicating have diminished or disappeared entirely in the Euro-S solutions. This is a classic setup where model spread tells us there's still uncertainty in the forecast. Here's what's important to understand about these differences. The GFS has made significant improvements over the past several years. The narrative that the European model is always superior doesn't hold up anymore. Both models have strengths. Both models have weaknesses. Right now, we have to look at the meteorological reasoning behind each solution. The pattern favors development. We have cold air in place across the northern tier. Arctic air has been filtering into the high plains. Eastern Colorado saw temperatures drop to 17 degrees, with wind chills near 5 degrees. That's the air mass we are working with. Meanwhile, moisture is available along the Gulf Coast and southeast. Conditions have been warm and humid from Texas through Mississippi. South Carolina has seen rain. That warm, moist air is fuel for any system that develops. The jet stream configuration is key. We're relooking at a pattern that supports what meteorologists call a favorable trough ridge setup. The upper level energy is diving southward, then lifting northeastward along the coast. This is textbook nor'easter territory. But here's where it gets complicated. The timing has to be exact. The phasing of the northern and southern streams of the jet has to occur at the right moment. If the northern energy races ahead, we get a weaker system. If the southern energy lags, same result. The models are struggling with this timing. Let me break down the regional impacts based on what we are seeing. For the Appalachian region, including western North Carolina, eastern Tennessee, and southwestern Virginia, there's snow potential midweek. Some areas are already seeing light snow this morning. Johnson City reported flurries. Robbinsville, North Carolina is seeing snow. This is the leading edge of what could be a more significant event. The Cumberland Plateau could see accumulating snow. This area, situated between the main Appalachian chain and the interior lowlands, often gets missed in forecast discussions. But the elevation matters here. The terrain forces lift. When moisture moves over elevated terrain with cold air in place, you get enhanced snowfall. That's basic orographic lifting. Middle Tennessee and northern Alabama are in a transition zone. Right now, you are seeing quiet conditions. Temperatures running near 40 degrees. That changes as the week progresses. Whether you see snow or a cold rain depends on how quickly the cold air mass moves south and how the precipitation timing lines up. The I-95 corridor from Virginia through Maryland, Delaware, and into the Northeast is where the biggest uncertainty lies. This is also where the highest stakes are for a significant winter storm. Many areas along this corridor haven't seen a major snowstorm in 2 years. The demand is there. The question is whether the atmosphere cooperates. If the GFS solution verifies, we're looking at a potentially significant snowfall from Thursday into Friday. The storm would develop off the mid-Atlantic coast, intensify, and track northeastward. Snow totals could be measured in double digits for some locations. That's the aggressive scenario. If the European solution verifies, we get a weaker system. Maybe some snow, maybe a mix, maybe just clouds and cold. The impacts would be minimal. That is the conservative scenario. The reality will likely fall somewhere between these extremes. That's usually how it works. But we can dismiss either solution yet. For the Great Lakes region, including Michigan's Upper Peninsula, lake effect snow is in the forecast. The pattern supports multiple rounds of snow bands off the lakes. Amounts will be localized, as is always the case with lake effect. If you are in a favored snow belt, you could see significant accumulation. If you read just outside that zone, you might see very little. South central Wisconsin has already been experiencing the transition from rain to snow. This is happening as I'm recording this. That's how quickly systems are moving through. The cold air is arriving. The question for the Great Lakes is how long this active pattern persists and whether we see any stronger systems develop. Now, the Western Mountains, Colorado and the Rockies have a separate pattern developing. Unfortunately for those planning ski trips from January 17th through the 27th, the forecast is disappointing. The pattern doesn't favor heavy mountain snow during that window. Systems are tracking too far north or too far south. The sweet spot isn't lining up with the major ski areas. Let me address confidence levels. For the Appalachian snow midweek, confidence is moderate to high. The cold air is in place, the moisture is moving in. The timing looks reasonable across multiple model runs. Expect accumulating snow in the higher elevations from Wednesday into Thursday. For the I-95 corridor storm potential late week, confidence is low to moderate. The models are still diverging. We need another day or two of data. By Monday evening as model runs, we'll have better clarity. If the models converge on a solution, confidence will increase rapidly. If they continue to diverge, that tells us the storm potential is lower. For the extended period into next weekend, there are additional opportunities. The pattern doesn't shut down after this week as systems. The La Nina influence is reasserting itself after a brief pause. That typically means more opportunities for East Coast snow through late January. Some of you remember the blizzard of '96. That was a La Nina winter. The setup then was similar to what we're seeing develop now. Cold air available, active storm track. I am not predicting a repeat of '96, but the pattern has similarities. The point is, this isn't a dead winter pattern. Opportunities exist. Now let's talk about what you should do. If you are in the Appalachian region, prepare for winter weather midweek. Stock up on essentials if you haven't already. Road conditions could deteriorate Wednesday night into Thursday. If you have medical appointments or essential travel planned, consider rescheduling or leaving extra time. For those along the I-95 corridor, stay tuned to forecasts. Don't make major plans yet based on either the aggressive or conservative scenarios. We need more data. Check back Monday evening after the latest model runs. By Tuesday morning, we'll have a much better handle on whether this system is going to impact you significantly. If you are in the Great Lakes, you know the drill with lake effect snow. Keep an eye on radar. These bands can set up quickly and produce several inches in a few hours. Then they move and you redone, or they stall and you get buried. It's the nature of lake effect. For everyone dealing with the cold, take it seriously. Arctic air is no joke. Wind chills will be dangerous across the northern plains and upper Midwest. If you're not used to extreme cold, understand that frostbite can occur in minutes with wind chills below zero. Cover exposed skin, limit time outdoors, check on elderly neighbors and family members, make sure they have heat, food, and medications. Power outages are possible with any winter storm. Have flashlights, batteries, and a way to stay warm if you lose power. For those in the South who rarely deal with winter weather, a few reminders. You don't need a heavy parka if you don't own one. Multiple thin layers work better than one thick layer. Trap air between the layers, that's what insulates you. If you are in Florida and don't typically experience cold weather, this Arctic air will feel extreme to you. Protect outdoor plants, bring pets inside, make sure outdoor faucets are covered. One practical tip that works. If your car gets stuck in snow or ice, cat litter under the tires increases traction. It costs a few dollars and works better than sand in many situations. Keep a bag in your trunk along with a small shovel, blankets, and water. Don't try to clear snow all at once if you're not used to physical exertion in the cold. Take breaks. Snow removal causes heart attacks every winter. It's not worth it. Pace yourself or hire it done. The meteorological setup we're rewatching involves several ingredients. The polar jet stream is diving southward, bringing Arctic air. The subtropical jet is active, providing moisture. When these two streams phase correctly, we get coastal storm development. That's what happened with many of the historic East Coast snowstorms. The superstorm of '93, the blizzard of '78, same basic pattern. The difference now is the timing uncertainty. Upper-level energy is moving through quickly. Small changes in timing create large changes in outcome. That's why the models are struggling. It is not that they re-bad, it is that the atmosphere is in a sensitive state where small perturbations matter. The ensemble approach helps here. Instead of looking at one model run, we look at multiple runs with slightly different initial conditions. The GFS ensemble shows about 25 different members. Only a handful show significant snow for some areas, but the trend has been toward more members showing the stronger solution. That's meaningful. The operational GFS, the main run, has been the most aggressive. Usually the operational run is somewhere in the middle of the ensemble spread. When it's at the extreme, that raises questions. Is it onto something the ensemble members are missing, or is it an outlier that will eventually come back toward the pack? We'll know soon. Model trends over the next 24 to 48 hours will tell us which scenario is most likely. For temperature specifics, the Arctic air mass will bring readings well below normal. The northern plains and upper Midwest will see temperatures in the single digits to teens. Wind chills below zero are likely. This cold air will surge southward through the week. By Thursday and Friday, the East Coast will feel the full force of this cold. Temperatures from the mid-Atlantic into the southeast will run 20 to 30 degrees below normal. Highs struggling to reach freezing in areas that typically see 40s and 50s this time of year. The cold persists into next weekend. Then, early the following week, there are signs of moderation. Not a return to warmth, but a relaxation of the most intense cold. That's when the next storm system could develop. The pattern supports multiple opportunities. This isn't a one-and-done situation. If this week a system underperforms, there are more chances next week. The overall pattern favors winter weather for the eastern United States through the remainder of January. Uncertainty is part of forecasting. Anybody who tells you they know exactly what is going to happen with a coastal storm 5 days out is overconfident. The best we can do is outline the scenarios, explain the meteorology, and update as new data arrives. What I'm telling you is this: snow chances are increasing. The pattern supports development. The cold air is available. The moisture is available. The dynamics are becoming favorable. Whether that translates to a major snowstorm for your specific location depends on details we don't have nailed down yet. Stay informed. Check back for updates. Be prepared for winter weather if you are in the potential impact zones. And if you are in areas that rarely see snow, take this seriously. You don't have the infrastructure or experience that northern states have. A few inches of snow in Atlanta or Charlotte creates more problems than a foot of snow in Buffalo. The bottom line is this: we're rewatching an evolving pattern with significant snow potential for multiple regions. The Appalachians will likely see accumulating snow mid-week. The East Coast corridor has potential late week but with lower confidence. The Great Lakes will see lake-effect snow, and the cold will be widespread and significant. This is a pattern worth paying attention to, not because it's unprecedented, it's not, but because it has the potential to impact travel, daily routines, and safety for millions of people. Keep checking forecasts from the National Weather Service. They'll issue winter storm watches and warnings as confidence increases. Those official products are what you should base your decisions on. I'll continue monitoring the models and will update as the forecast evolves. This is an active pattern and things can change quickly. That is the forecast. Snow is in the cards for many areas. The details matter.